Hello and welcome to Our City Architecture CAD tutorial, and in this tutorial I'll be showing you how to create a graphically appeasing presentation drawing, be it plan or elevation or section, using Revit. For some persons, Revit is basically their modeling software, and they don't use it to create drawings which they present to client, and they will have to create the model and export to AutoCAD to create the 2D presentation drawings for their project. But in this tutorial I'll be showing you how you can at least add some fantastic graphics to your plan, your elevation, or any other drawing you make using Revit, without having to take your work to export it to AutoCAD. So, and in this tutorial I'll be using an already made model. So all I'll be trying to do is to apply graphics and make the work more presentable. I'll basically be working with the plan as shown on the screen. So let's begin. So this is a plan, and in Revit the default graphics is basically in black and white. You can set your page to black, and the drawing will become white, and you can set your, and with your page white, the graphics will always be black. So this is the model I spoke to you earlier on, and we'll be trying to work on the plan to make it look more interesting and presentable for a client. So the basic thing you have to do first is to set your lines. It's just like in AutoCAD where you set your layers. So you have to go to manage, and in this manage area where we'll be managing the object styles, we'll be setting the object styles. It's basically more like how you set your layers in AutoCAD, because Revit already has its own default. And as you can see on the screen, on the dialog box, this is the default setting for every object that you will make using Revit. So it has its own assigned line weight, assigned color, and most of the colors, they are black. So in order to give your work a more interesting outlook, you will have to set your colors and set your line weight as appropriate. So that is the casework, and I can set it to any color that I like, any color that is pleasant, and I'll be setting into this particular color here. So once you set it, you OK, and you can see the other element, the ceiling, the other element you can find in your Revit, but we will not be setting everything. However, the major elements that appear in my plan, that is what I'll be trying to set. Major elements like doors, like windows, like walls. So this is door, so I'll try to set the color it should show on my plan when I the cut plan, and I'll set it to that color, bluish color. Now OK, and set the floor to a color that I would like. So you can pick any color based on your preference in your project. So I'm just showing you how you can change these colors, and since I'm working with a plan, I'm using the cut area. So you can see I'm only setting the cut point, I'm not setting the projection. So that is what you do in order to give your plan a much more graphically appealing outlook. So I'll basically set the different elements that I consider to be important, and okay, I'll just I'll just go straight to the walls and the windows. And in the walls, you can see Revit recognizes that the wall should be thick, So you can see it gave it 6 in thickness. So I can increase that thickness to about 7 and change the color to a much more appealing color. So I can just select this. Okay, I can just select this for now and OK it. Then the windows too, I will need to set how they will show on my plan. So I'll just select this light green and then OK it. Once you are done with the color you like, you can OK it. Then after that you apply and then you OK. So if you go back to your page, if I go back to my page, I'll see what how the interface has changed. You can see the page now. You can see the walls, the line has changed from black to that color that I assigned. You can see the windows too. You can see the thickness has increased. I can also go back to increase the thickness of these walls. I'll just go back to walls, increase it a bit by 1, let's say to 8. Okay, okay, you can see it has gotten much more thicker. So basically this is what you have to do to change the default settings in Revit. So you go to that object styles and you assign line width, assign line colors. So you can also go back there to assign lines, the colors to every other element that will show on your work. So it's the same approach. So and also if you want to add details to your drawings that may not necessarily affect your model, you can use that line width line setting. You set your line width and use the lines as you please, but I'm not going to be using that for now, so I will leave that in. So I'll continue and to add some element to my plan, and basically I'll be adding some text, setting the color of the text and dimensions, and also adding grids and some other detail element. So if I want to add a text, I'll pick my text, I'll pick my dimension, sorry, and dimension the space as shown on the screen, and then add some dimension to the outer part of this work, to the plan. Okay, you just need to go continually, do not break your dimension in order to do the multiple dimensioning. So I'll add another dimension down here, and okay, I think for now I'll leave the dimension. I'll add some dimension later, but I'll need to set this dimension to the color that I want. So I'll click on it, then edit, and come to the color end and change it to the color that I want. So I can just select any color here, a very bright color here, and OK it. You can just apply and OK if you want to do this kind of thing to your work. So you can see the dimension, they've changed the lines. You can also set the thickness. All you just need to do is to go back to edit type. Now let me just add some text and also set the colors of the text. So here is a bedroom, and once I've written the text, I will try to set the font by editing the type. Set the color first to what I'll set the color to what I want, and set the font basically. There are many fonts in Revit, and you can always select the one that is very interesting to look at and that is appealing to you. So You can also broaden it. There are spaces to do that. So, but I'm just going to select a font here. Let's say which font should I select here? Okay. So I'll just select a font. Let's say okay. I'll apply it, then okay. So if I want to label the other point, that is what I'll have to do. So I'll just add some few dimension, interior dimension, and dimension around, just to make the work much more detailed, and then try to label the other spaces. All I will just have to do here is just to copy this text I've already created, copy it into many of the space, multiple, then copy into the different spaces, and then edit later on. Really just to make your work faster. Since it's the same text, I'll just copy it around and then edit it as I go on in the project. So here is also a bedroom. Here is where the stair to the top of the building is, so I may not need to label here, so I'll just delete this text. Delete. Sorry. Select delete. So this is supposed to be the kitchen. Change it to the kitchen, and this is supposed to be the living room. So I'll add the grid lines to the major walls of the building. So to add the grid line, you can go to architecture and select grid line, or you can just type in GR, enter, and you can add your grid. Now after adding this grid, you will need to edit it here to, let's say, A, since we are starting from A. Once you add another grid, it will just follow in a chronological order, A, B, C, D, just like that. So I'll add more grid lines. I'll add the horizontal grid, and then edit it to give it another identity. Let's say numbers 1, then create another grid. Okay, I think this one should be the last. Depending on your work, you can always add grid how you want. So I will edit the grid lines to give it a much more colorful outlook. So all you just need to do is select one of the grid lines, basically okay. and it's supposed to be the WC, so I'll just edit it. We'll go back to the editing of the grid line later on. So you can see, you select I'm going to select the red color and apply it. Okay, so you can see the grid lines, they've changed to that red line. Yeah, change to that red line. So you can also set the weight, and you can also set the pattern if you like. So I did this test. It's supposed to be another WC bar. Okay, and then I'll add another test at the entrance. Okay, let's see. So you can always add as many details as you like on your plan. All you just have to do is go to the annotation. Remember, in annotation, whatever you add here is not going to affect your model, so you can add as many details as you want. So I'll go to annotate, then pick a line and add some furniture fittings, something like a wardrobe at this point. You can always set the color of this line by going to manage an additional setting, then you select line style. So line style, line pattern, you can always edit the line color, the line weight at that point, just like you can edit the object style at manage. So let's see. Okay, I think our plan is coming alive gradually. And you can add other elements like the tag. Like I can tag the doors if they are not already tagged, and I just need to do is to tag all. Okay, you can see the tag has appeared. The tag have appeared. I can do the same thing to my windows. I just say tag all, then select the window, and then okay, you can see the windows have all now be tagged. So you can add the details. Basically on annotate, this is where you add your details. They have not already appeared on your work. So this way you also add text, you also add some other elements. So you can even add a legend to your room. So yeah, basically that is it. So you can, this is where you add your details, and any detail you add here is not going to affect your model, so you don't need to worry about anything here. So I'll go to my view and create a section. See, this is a normal plan. You should have your section line, and create another section. And you can always edit the section line and every other thing around it. And you just need to do is to edit the type, and you okay. But I don't think there will be any need to do that here. Just okay. So the section lines are okay. So I'll just continue. Okay, I think I can add some other details. Let's see. Okay, just add some other dimension details to the work. Of course, depending on what you want, you can always change the size of the text by selecting the dimension style on your property box. So I'll just add some elements just to make the plan much more interesting. And then okay, add some dimension in front here. All you just need to do is to continue to pick the reference point and continue your dimensioning. Revit will connect your dimension. So, then you dimension the full, and that's it. So we'll add the other dimension to this side. We continue to pick the reference point, the reference line or point, the dimension, and then drop. Okay, so I think I've added the dimension and the labels to the rooms. So I'll try to set some other details, and I will select the wall. In the wall, the graphics, you can set the graphics here, especially on the cut plane, the cut surface, to your normal brick work. And once you've done that, you apply, and okay. Now the hatch is not going to show unless you make the view to be fine. So at that point, select it to be fine, so you can see there's no hatch within the two lines. So you can also set some other graphic display here. Select it and go to the sketch line, enable it, and increase the extension and the jitter. What this does is to give your view a sketch feel. You can see what we just did. So the jitter will make the work look as if it was sketched inaccurately, and the extension will extend the line beyond where it's supposed to stop. But I'll remove the jitter and allow the extension to stay. So you can see it has given my drawings a sketchy feel. So these are ways you can also add some graphic interesting graphic outlook to your work in Revit. So I will label these sections S to X and Y to Y for the vertical. So you can add more details to your work as you like. I'll add an okay here. Here is supposed to be the entrance terrace, so I'll label it. Entrance terrace. So I think basically we are through with this plan, and compared to how Revit showed it in the default setting, at least we have been able to an extent give life to this particular drawing, this interface. So it's no longer as blank as it used to be. The colors, we've applied the colors, we've changed some things around, giving it some graphic, making it graphically interesting. than what Revit would normally just give to us. So once you are done with this, you now have to place your drawing on a sheet. Now I will open the sheet and I'll try to select an empty title block, an empty paper, in order to customize my own So I'll select an A4 empty paper. So I'll try to select an A4 empty paper. Normally your Revit library should have a title block, so you can select from it and then edit it. So I'll select an A4 portrait empty. So then I will try to edit this paper. Okay, I'm in the editing mode, so I will try to create the border. I'll create a border line using offset. I will offset the border should be 1 centimeter, so 10 millimeter. Remember, this I'm working with millimeters, so that is the border, and I'll try to create some for my title block. So you can always customize your sheet to look, how you want it. It's a personal choice. For me, I'll just be adding some few details. Okay. Okay, and I'll add some differential line width. I'll select change the line width a little to be a little bit bigger, medium. Okay, I think wide lines should be better off. Wide. Okay, I see the thickness has increased. So once I've done that, I'll add text. This is basically for, I'll just say decline, the location of the project, and then let's say the date. And then here I will create a space for the architect. I'll select a small text. Let's say architect, and this is where I will identify the architect who designed the project. So okay, these are just for illustration purpose. So once you are done adding your labels, you save the sheet. I'll save it to my document, and then load it into the project. So you load it into the project you are working on where you want the sheet. So you load it in, it will automatically give you that. So you override it and it's what you want, a customized paper. So I'm trying to place this plan on that sheet to complete the presentation work. Now before you do that, you have to ensure that your crop region is not as large as it's not too large than the drawing you are trying to place on the sheet. So you bring your crop region around close to the drawing, and then once you've done that, you can label it as a floor plan. And then once you are done, you can go back to the sheet that you just added to the page. So go to your sheet, and I'll select the sheet I just loaded. So I'll go back, then click on the view, click on it and hold it, and then drag it in, drag it to the page and drop, and drag and drop. So that is how you place a view on your sheet. You hold it, you click on it and drag the view literally and drop it on the page. So once you've dropped it, you can always activate the view in order to edit whatever you want to edit on the view. Once you are done, you deactivate. If you select it, you can remove that annotation by selecting no title. So I think this is basically how you work on a view in Revit in order to make it graphically appealing for for the purpose of presenting it to your client. So basically, if you do this, I don't think you will have any need to be exporting the work to AutoCAD in order to produce the 2D view of this particular for a particular work you are doing. So this is where we'll be drawing a close on this tutorial, and let me know what you think of this tutorial, if it has been helpful to you, and let me know in the comment section. You can always make suggestions on the comment section too. Remember to subscribe, and you can also like and share this video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.